The Ask Allan series gave people the opportunity to have four-wheel drive mechanical expert Allan Gray from Tamer come to their place and work on their four-wheel drive. For the past 18 months, Allan has travelled all over Australia, meeting people from all walks of life, but with one thing in common: they had a mechanical problem with their four-wheel drive.
I've been in four-wheel drives all my life. The early ones were great, but they were more a farm type of vehicle, more a mining type of vehicle. And then when the Japs decided, hey, we see ordinary people driving around, what are they doing in them? They decided to modify them a bit better, a little bit more sophisticated, perhaps a little bit more complicated for the average guy to fix out in the bush.
Out of the 18 Ask Allan segments, Allan says one of his favourites was meeting Vanessa, a woman who did a lot of her own mechanical work on her 80 series.
Growing up, I loved working around cars. Anything that went wrong, I would investigate, find out what was wrong, ask questions, ask mechanics, and try and get in and do it as much as I could myself.
That sort of...
Oh my God.
That is wrecked. It's not good, like right around this side here. If you have it out of phase, you're doubling the effect.
The effect, yep.
And the pinions go wow, 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 wow.
Yep.
That's a good sound effect.
Thank you very much.
All right, give us a cuddle.
Awesome.
Everybody gives me a cuddle.
Allan's passion is not only fixing four-wheel drives, but it's driving them too.
Every morning I sort of go off onto the side of the road and go over a few bumps before I get back onto the asphalt. And everybody says, what are these marks in the frost going up off the side of the road? And I sort of tell them, like, I'm just doing my seatbelt up or something, but I just seem to like the feeling. I guess it's a pioneer. I talk to people and say, look, it's probably a pioneering thing that you get back to, like the old horse and carts and steel wheels and things.
For Allan, one of the most hectic and challenging segments was with two brothers and their 60 series in Melbourne. When nobody was home, Allan and the crew had to use all their ingenuity to gain access to the 60.
The problem we've got with the 60 is it tends to have a bit of trouble starting on the cold winter mornings, especially when we're up around Brighton in the high country.
Second problem is the battery keeps discharging on us and we end up having to get towed by our mates and missing patrols and so on.
When the brothers finally arrived, they were back and forth to work all day, leaving Allan and the camera crew battling with injector washers.
Shut the bonnet, we'll go for a drive, mate.
Sounds good. And it's like getting in a different car. It drives smoother, it feels great, it's lively.
Another satisfied customer.
My favourite place is probably in the high country here, up through Dargo and Wanagata Station, and the areas where on a map there's nothing, just no normal roads, and just so many interesting, nice people to meet, and that's our area that we play around or travel through.
One of the most rewarding segments for Allan was finding the big problem with Steve's 40 series in Canberra. With it undrivable, Steve and Caroline were over the moon when Allan found the problem with the exhaust manifold.
It's been great. Today we found a lot of things. Steve found the effect of it, but we actually found the cause of it. That looks awful. Oh, my wife's cooking never looks as bad, isn't it? We're going to use his manifold again with some parts that we bought with us from Tamer, and it'll bolt straight on.
For Allan to come and give us a solution and get it back on the road again, I mean, that's just awesome. It's a dream come true for us.
Allan is very proud to be part of Tamer and is confident in fitting every single part that is under the brand.
Tamer's been a brand that we have used and make sure that everything that we sell under that brand name is world class, best you can buy. We have quality control people who look after every particular part. I know that we've got something like 40,000 parts in stock, and they go out the door to mines department and pay people who really test them pretty well.
Allan found that the most common problem people wrote in about was a lack of power, and Mark with his Hilux was no exception.
We found a pretty dirty air cleaner in it. We've cleaned a lot of stuff out of the airbox that was accumulation of fumes over the years, and we put a set of injectors in it.
Overall, Allan has had the time of his life with the Ask Allan segments. He has loved getting out there, helping and teaching people about their four-wheel drives.
I like to meet people, and it's not showing off your mechanical skill, but the appreciation of these people, if you do get them going, and generally you do, is incredible. And I work on a theory of, say, don't pay it back to me, pay it forward to somebody else, do it twice as much, and in the end the whole world will be a totally different place.
The segments have proven a great success, with both those taking part and the viewers at home. So it's a shame to see them come to an end. However, Allan Gray isn't a man that can put down the tools just like that. He already has another big project underway, So, tune in next issue to follow the all-new mechanical adventure with Allan Gray.